Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Conscious Conversations interview series with PSYCH-K facilitators from all around the world. I'm joined today by the beautiful Belle and Nevi from Soulful Tribes. Guys, how are you today?
Hi, very happy.
Pretty excited about this interview because you guys have got a great vibe going on over there. I love the energy that you guys are putting out and what you do for everyone. So maybe you could start by sharing what it is that Soulful Tribes is about, and yeah, how did PSYCH-K come to you guys?
Oh, okay, cool. Do you want to go?
Do you want to do the Soulful Tribes?
Yeah, of course. So Soulful Tribes is a business we created where we run retreats and workshops in Melbourne and also in Bali. And we do them around self-healing, self-love, manifesting, and we also teach Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 at the moment. And now we're featuring PSYCH-K, and we also base everything around essential oils. And luckily for everyone that comes to our workshops now, PSYCH-K is part of it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That after a retreat, I can imagine that.
Yeah, which is what we're doing as the extended program. We started it last year with the participants that came to Bali in August. And so it's just a wonderful complement to what we're doing, and will no doubt further enhance the results we're able to get for people and the space we can create for them. So yeah, we're super excited.
Yeah, just loving it. Like, we used to just always add more Reiki and kinesiology to things, that even the manifesting one I'm taking next weekend, I'm doing mini PSYCH-K balances on everyone while everyone else is doing vision boards. So like, we're really like jumping on in there and adding PSYCH-K to everything we do. We're so excited. We love it.
Oh, good. It's great because it's so versatile, and it really does, we were discussing that before, how it complements other modalities as well, because there's so many great modalities out there that can give so many great benefits to us. And just adding that level of belief can really turn the volume up on the change that's happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and who doesn't want that, huh? Hey?
Cool. How did PSYCH-K come to you guys?
Well, for me, because I've been doing kinesiology for 4 years, so the kinesiologists in my circle were doing PSYCH-K all those years ago, so it was on my radar of something to do back then. But then, life happens, and then I got stuck into doing Reiki and going around in circles and doing other things. So then earlier, 2019, I love watching YouTube in the mornings, and, I love Brucey, I'm obsessed, and autoplay comes on, and there was an autoplay of PSYCH-K, and there was a thing with Rob Williams, and I just got from spirit, the goosebump thing that I get all over when it's like, oh my God, I have to do this, like meditation teacher training stuff. I just get this sign of, you just have to do this.
Yeah.
And so I jumped online and I found Rosie, and I just I loved the warm vibe. I just got it on her website. Within half an hour, I was already booked into 3 courses. I was just like, that's it. So then all year I kept going, I can't wait for September. Our life is going to change in September. I just know it. And then I convinced her to come along for the ride.
I was a slow burn. We call that.
She's like, oh yeah, I'm not sure. I'm like, no, you really, I can just see the vision for you. You have to do this.
Belle's so good like that, right? And I'm like, yeah, I've got it, babes, but not right now. And then it was one of my closest friends, new boyfriends, mentioned that he was getting PSYCH-K as part of an executive coaching that he was doing. And I thought, ching, 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 corporate, that sounds right up my alley. What do you mean you're doing PSYCH-K? Belle, what's that program you're doing? And then it unraveled from there. And I was like, what have I been thinking? No. Wow, to think that I even doubted you. And it wasn't that I doubted Belle. I was like, nah, it's not really ringing bells. What's that saying? Or whatever, you know what I mean? It just wasn't sounding like exciting. And then that was it. That was the little sign from the universe that was like, Nevi, you're not listening. Here we go. Bang, rest is history. Who could have imagined life any different?
I know.
And as we said, for our business, we can't have one of us doing this. Like, together, we're really, the possibilities are now endless in what we can create for people.
It really is. Only limited by the mind.
Exactly.
Cool. So that's really cool, because I met you guys at the Melbourne workshop, which thank you to Rosie for inviting me over to help, because that was a pretty big workshop. But what I love about the workshop, and you may remember me saying it, is just how the transformation of people over just the space of 3 days. They're coming in. I mean, you guys may have had an understanding because you've worked in the space for quite some time, but I know, especially for myself, I was that skeptic. Oh, this sounds too good to be true. It can't be that easy. But then, boom, as soon as you're changing beliefs at the end of the day, how was the workshop for you guys? It blew my mind.
Yeah. We keep using mind blown, the 2 words, mind blowing, mind blown. You can use it any way you like. But definitely the the speed and the velocity of like a change or a transformation. I've never experienced it, and I've done a lot of transformational work, and it is highly powerful and highly effective. And this has kind of just leveled everything up even more, which I didn't think was even possible. I did. Yeah.
Yeah, we're totally just mind blown. Like that. Yeah, it really was like the missing piece, because obviously I'm a kinesiologist, while other people are like, iffing and arming and ahhing about getting their muscle testing right. I didn't have to worry about any of those kind of headaches. I'm like, yep, just get in there, and I'm used to reading those sheets. And so for me, it was just second nature. All I had to do was learn the processes. But yeah, just to spin out how quick and simple and easy it is. And like, yes, I can get results with kinesiology, but I've just found much, simpler, more powerful, effective, to use Duccio's words, results using PSYCH-K every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Amazing.
And easy. We can say
easy.
it's easy. Yeah, there's nothing. Belle's right. Like, she whizzes through those balances because she's got the kinesiology background, and she's actually taught me a fair bit about how to do self-muscle testing myself. And even I was a little nervous, and I'm like, oh, babe, I'm not sure about this. I never do things for myself, but it was a little bit of a hurdle, balanced on that anyway, to feel a lot more confident with it. And it's just easy after that. So it's not like it's a confronting course for anybody, because it doesn't matter what level you're at. It's so simple to follow. It's a process. For those of us that like process, it's a big tick because you're just following the sheet of paper. How hard? That's not hard. And then, of course, you develop more as you progress through the other programs, and it's intuition and bringing goals out of people, sure. But that first one, for example, and the second one, although very daunting, the advanced, even in the sense of the complicated balances that we went through, now they feel like second nature. The more you practice, the easier it becomes, and it's not even that much practice is needed.
Yeah. I even used those first few balances the other day in a session with a client. Like, I trust my conscious mind, I trust my subconscious mind, and then I think the other one was PSYCH-K works for me. And that was nearly the whole session, and that's what he needed. He just needed to trust himself. So it's great that you can meet people at that real simple level of reality, but then we can also take it a little deeper if you want to start to explore a bit of meaning. So, Belle, we might just move on to some anecdotal evidence, and that could be a good segue for it, because you had some good experiences with that in terms of a physical situation or condition
Yeah, I've had two, so I'll share really, really quickly. So the first big one for me was after the advanced workshop, and there was some stuff that came up around my dad that we'd done healing on in the advanced. And then just out of nowhere, it was the day after, I woke up with this big bung eye, like this crazy elephantitis bung eye, and I have got photos on my Facebook page. I'm not exaggerating, right? And I was like, oh my God. And I went to the doctors, and he's like, yeah, it's conjunctivitis. You can't do clients for like at least 3 days, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm fully booked. Like, what am I going to do? And so then I decided to say to Nevi, I said, I'm going to PSYCH-K this. I'm not going to kinesiology. I'm not going to Reiki. I'm not going to touch an essential oil. I'm not going to go near anything I usually use. And I'm not going to near the drops the doctor would give it. I said, I'm going to give it till 5:30 tonight. And I'm just doing PSYCH-K. And so I actually looked up the secret language of the body book around the eye, and it came up about inner anger, resentment, inner conflict and stuff like that, and stuff around a male something or other. So then I worked out it was layers around my father. So I did a balance around I forgive my father and I forgive myself. And literally, it was just the most bizarre thing. Before my eye just went, and it just went almost back to normal. And it was just a little bit red for the rest of the day. And it just went like that. It was just insane.
With the 80s soundtrack.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, it was
amazing.
It was just so wild. And I'm like, she's at work, and I'm like, oh my God, look, I'm like sending her pictures. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, I've got these couple of balances on PSYCH-K, and it's just gone.
Yeah. And that was fluffy eye, you're right.
Yeah.
Fluffy eye.
And my other instant physical thing was at Divine Integration Retreat. We're packing up the bed, and the leg knocks my patella out, and I could was that this poppy sort of weird sound, wasn't it?
And you had pants on and you could see it expanding.
Yeah, it just was almost doubled in size, and then I'm crying, and a few of the F words came out. And
yeah, it's bad.
So then there was a bit of an audience coming around because it was like, oh my God, there's some hysteria, what's happening here? And then someone says do a first aid balance, which we learn in health and wellbeing a few days before. But of course, in my shock and panic, I cannot even remember it. So Rosie came and assisted, thank gosh. And so I did the first aid balance, and literally, and then the lovely girls all did some energy focusing into my knee. It just went down.
I could see it before my eyes. I saw her knee in that jean look like it was going to burst out of the jean, the pant. And I was like, we're in deep shizen here. We're going to have to go to the hospital, forget the rest of the weekend. She's out, she's gone. I went into like a complete tailspin about it. And Rosie goes to me, I think you need to do a transformation of a stressful situation. Whispered it to me while Belle was doing hers. While she's sitting there next to me doing it as well. Anyway, it went down, we saw it, and who would have thought you could get up and walk?
And I didn't even have a bruise. Like, no bruise.
Really?
It was just phenomenal. It was a week ago. I should still have something wrong with me if
you shouldn't have been able to walk. It was that
literally,
bad.
it was really bad.
Yeah. It was, oh.
You know, it's just those instant things, you know, like I was saying earlier, I've balanced so many emotional things, and it wasn't until I go back through my book of balances and I go, wow, I've balanced that. Yes, I don't feel that anymore. Like, you kind of forget about, like, because it's not a problem anymore once you balanced it, right? So it's totally not a problem, so you don't think about it. So it's not unless you go back and then you go, oh, yeah, wow, I had all those problems and now they're not there anymore. Now they're balanced. But the physical things are just so, like, real proof for the conscious mind that, like, wow, this is incredible and this really works. And the body is capable of instant healing. Like, instantly my brain thought that the accident hadn't happened, and so it took away the incident, like, instantly. It's just phenomenal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was good to see that. It really was. It was beautiful.
That's really cool. I do just need to make the old disclaimer that, you know, we're only changing subconscious beliefs and transforming the perception of these stresses. You know, PSYCH-K, we don't claim to have a cure or a healing for anything. We're just purely allowing the body to do what it does best. So
exactly, and that's what I mean. Like, I changed the belief system in my brain about that accident happening, because I just said everything is perfect, and visualized the bed falling and completely missing my leg, like it didn't happen. So I tricked my brain into thinking that there was no accident. And so then the cells of my body changed to match that new belief system that was going on in my brain, like, instantly. It's so cool. I love it.
Cool. And we have these kind of examples, but then Nevi, you were sort of telling us about something that you used it in terms of in your workplace. So something that you had a good experience there. Could you share it?
Yeah. So I had to deliver a marketing communication strategy for a few weeks. I've been working on it, and I'd been doing a fair bit of work on it, and I just couldn't get it across the line. I was like, oh my God, this is like killing me. And I love this normally, but there wasn't a lot of joy in it. It seemed like a real chore. Then one morning I woke up and I was like, why am I balancing on this here weirdo? So I just literally sat there and quickly balanced on, something like, I really love my work and I love bringing creativity to my job. And that was maybe a 5-minute turnaround on the balance. And by that afternoon, I'd practically finished the entire 2 plans I actually had to deliver. And so that was 3 weeks of mooching around, trying to get it done and feeling really like it was struggle, and then got it wrapped up within that day. So it was like, but I do love what I do and all those things, but there are days where you just can't get it together, and yet you've got to deliver something. And that happens a lot with me because I have a lot of deadlines. If I don't have a deadline, I usually will mooch around and not get it done until the last, to where the pressure starts. But I was like, I think I could start balancing on actually just, doing things methodically after that situation, because what happens is, you're on a project or you're working on something in life and you just lose interest in it. I think we just do that as humans. Like, no matter how much you might like something, you will lose interest. And that's what happened in that situation. It was really great to see how simple a goal, like I love my work, how that could alter into me delivering on something I needed to do.
Yeah. And so quick. And it's cool that you can just, again, we can use this on so many levels just to generate interest in your work again. Because I agree with you. You're totally, because even me, like I'm always kind of topping up my interest levels and my desire or my willingness to do things, because I get bored of things myself. And
what do people normally do when they get bored? They leave. Oh, I better go find a new job. Oh, I don't like my boss, or I don't like the people I work with. There's always an external situation happening, but that's not what it is, because everything's over here with you anyway. So it's just a matter of whatever subconscious belief is that wants to knock you out and sabotage the situation. It's there. It's even there for those of us who love what we do. We are human beings. What do we expect? So yeah, it's great that PSYCH-K in that moment, that very small moment, I didn't need anything but a simple new direction balance. The simplest of the simple.
I use it so much, and it's so good. 5 minutes. 5 minutes to re-engage with your work again, instead of going and having a 1 hour whinge at someone or procrastinating for a whole day. We can just change it in 5 minutes. How cool.
Exactly.
How cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
Why do we struggle when we've got Psych-K? Like, please. That's the other thing about it, right? Because we're constantly getting reminded about, we don't have to struggle to have some spiritual awakening or develop or level up. Like, not everything has to be a struggle. And that's a really beautiful reminder with Psych-K, that we don't need to struggle to learn or to alter something. It can be that easy. Like a new direction, balance, done.
I like easy.
I like easy too.
Who doesn't?
Love easy.
Like when Duccio calls himself complicated Duccio,
Yeah.
and then now this Duccio. We've all had complicated Nevi, complicated Belle.
Absolutely.
Even when we pretend we're not complicated, everything, sometimes most things, not everything, you feel like it's got to be hard, otherwise you haven't really got the lesson.
Yeah, and then that just becomes your new normal. I think we were discussing before about how, you know, releasing emotional stuff, deep-seated old stagnant emotions that we're holding on to, that once it's gone, we become this new vibration, and we can't even connect up to that anymore. It just becomes that new natural state of being. So
Exactly.
it's really cool. So awesome. Okay, so it's a whole new decade now, whole new year. We're the second day in. What's 2020 got on the cards for you guys?
Oh,
We're so excited. We've been up since 6 o'clock this morning already, getting really stuck into our planning. We're designing some really beautiful new online programs, which we're excited about. So for the last 3 years, we do monthly meditation nights, heaps of self-healing workshops, meditations. We do our retreats, but we're starting to do some more online work now for this year, which we're excited about to go global. So instead of, you know, just being local, more local to Seaford. So we're really excited about that. And we're so excited for our Bali retreat in August. So we're already planning for that. Yes. We've got our day retreat in February. What else are we doing?
That's pretty much it for now, although we're going back to finish our teacher training.
Yeah, our active consciousness meditation. So they're like using dance and movement and breath work and stuff like that. So we're doing a lot more of that, and we're going to we've done 100 hours. We're going to complete our 200 hours this year.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That sounds really cool. A big year for
And
you.
I'm becoming a yoga teacher.
Yes.
I'll start that in a couple of weeks as well. So it's going to be a big 2020. So very glad I've got Psych-K to help me along with that, actually, because I opened the manuals yesterday and started to have a heart attack. I'm like, I feel sick. What am I doing? What am I getting myself in for? And I'm like, there's going to have to be a lot of Psych-K balances going on around.
Yes, I wasn't helping with that. I'm like, there's pictures of knees and illustrations and diagrams of ligaments. Oh my gosh. Like, what?
It's going to be full on. So I'm really, really grateful that I'm doing it at a time in my life where I have Psych-K, because I know it's going to be so much easier and more enjoyable and wonderful that I've got Psych-K by my side. I swear to God.
It's so true. It's so funny, isn't it? Anyway, for those of us who think we're highly accomplished, and I will not shy away from saying that. I think I've accomplished a lot in my life. It's so funny where Psych-K can help in these tiny little, we say tiny, but they're major, like major, rather than having to psych yourself into it or whatever it is, that tool that we have. And we do have, you know, people have a lot of tools with them under their belt. Belle can literally Psych-K balance that in 10 minutes less, and then her whole yoga experience of her yoga teacher training can be completely different. I mean, sorry, mind blown again. Mind blown. It's just like, it might sound so simple, but it's just not.
Even just little things like I wake up energized and refreshed every morning at 5 a.m. And I just around 5 to 5:15 every morning, I'm awake. Yep, great, let's go. You know, it can be the smallest little tiny things in life that can give you such big, beautiful changes. Instead of waking up going, oh, snooze. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm up, let's go.
And you never remember that you weren't like that. Like you said before, you just don't remember.
You forget sometimes about these things.
100%. That's also, you know what, we should start recording this stuff. Like, properly recording it, because this is, and what has happened, I just realised, like me driving in Sydney, I mean, well, who cares, right? I've driven in America before, but I couldn't bring myself to drive in Sydney. So when I go there for work, I catch Ubers everywhere. I don't even think I balanced in the end. I think I just thought about it, and then I ended up driving all the way to work, filling up the car and returning it to the lot with only one mistake made the entire time. I mean, genius, right? Genius. Oh, anyway, sorry, we digress.
You guys don't even need me. Keep going, like. Totally enjoying it. This has been really cool. I really appreciate you guys coming on here. So Soulful Tribes the website is under construction at the moment. So how do guys
Yes, we've just rebranded. It's getting built. It'll be up in a month or so. But for the meanwhile, at Soulful Tribes on Facebook or Instagram.
Cool. All right. I'll put that in the comments below. And perhaps one last little thing that I like to do. I didn't prepare you guys for this, but what's one takeaway you could give to everybody who's listening? Something maybe you apply in your life, or a piece of wisdom that you guys have. What's one thing from each of you that you could share with the viewers?
For me, definitely feel the fear and do it anyway. Don't let fear stop you in your life, because often the pain and regret you feel from, and the guilt or stuff that you may feel from actually not doing it, is way worse than actually like riding through the fear. So if there's stuff that's scary, great, get out of your comfort zone and just give it a go. And then you're going to be so epically proud of yourself when you've done it. You'll have no idea. And then once you've just done that first hurdle, then you'll just start trying everything, and everything else will just become easier and easier and easier. So yeah, feel the fear and do it anyway, and don't let it stop you from living your life.
Lovely.
Well, I like that one. I'm not sure how you meant to pick one, but the first thing that popped into my head, which we'll go with, is where your attention goes, your energy flows. Yeah.
Simple. And results show.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting to that point where we say the same words at the same time and make the same noise. Alex,
Yes.
we apologise.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. It's been an absolute joy. My cheeks are actually hurting from smiling.
Excellent.
My cheeks.
Right. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you joining me and sharing your energy and your love with us all. So all the best for 2020, and I look forward to collaborating with you guys more.
Yeah, us too. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Alexi Joe McDonald signing out. I'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.